Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my Tinker Quest Chest opening series. I think this is episode 10. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I have gone back to only doing one reset per day just to keep my inventory of marks reasonably, maintained. As you can see, there's a lot of empty chests here, which usually would be full. I'm kind of running out of stuff. I hope there's more chest events coming soon for like tombs and D-Dogs because I'm all out of them. It's getting a lot harder to cover every single one. Either way, I hope I can still make these chest videos. I got a decent supply, I think about 18 epic chests and then about like 35 silvers or something like that. Should be enough to make an episode. We're of course back on my main and I want to get back to 10k base fame since I've gotten 2k base back on all of my classes again. And so therefore there's no other class to work on, which means let's get into it. Alright, standard protocol. We're gonna go with the silvers first. I don't have anything particular. Okay, that was quick. I don't have anything in particular I want to talk about this time around. I'm also skipping out on attack and defense because I don't need them. I have too many of them. Let's see what the white bag is though. Oh, that's the... Well, let's check out this one first. Yeah, this time I genuinely don't have anything particular. What a stacked bag! Oh my goodness. That's a good bag. That's 2 tops and a Requiem. I'll take it. I don't really play Bard that much. After it came out, I kind of stopped playing it all that much, but like it's still a really good white to have, so I'm gonna keep it. Let me I guess put that mana away for now. Yeah, I don't really have anything in particular to talk about this time around. Maybe I'll figure something out while I'm recording, but for the time being, just we'll pop the keys, not the keys, we'll pop the chests one by one. Mad Lab, don't really need Mad Lab. Not a bad start. Okay. Oh, that's an ST bag. Ooh, G cookie. Actually, that's good because I need G cookies. I know I said in one of my previous episodes that I have too many of them, but after giving them away, I kind of need them again. Oh, there you go. Oh wait, I don't need attack. What am I doing? Okay, what's in the ST chest? It's gonna be a hook, right? Oh, well, it's a cosmic first. Okay, that's 3. Or no, that's 2. But, well, it's a hook, but I guess we got Alchemist here. This one's not bad. It's only good if you get the whole Slayer though, but I think the Slayer set is glitched at the moment. So, how have you guys been doing in the summer? I know it's not much of a summer, what with all the quarantine and stuff. Although I heard most parts of Europe have already started fully opening up, which is great. Naturally, because we're in America, not exactly in the best position to do so. By the way, I want to touch on a little bit regarding just the future of Realm content. I'm still enjoying the game very thoroughly, and so therefore you don't have to worry, I'm still going to be making content whenever I can. But I'm going to be making a bigger push towards making Minecraft and League of Legends videos, since I find myself playing them just a little bit more frequently. Most of the time these days, what I do is I just log on and do my dailies and stream for you guys. That takes up a large chunk of my day. It's getting progressively harder for me to maintain a daily stream schedule as well as uploading. And so I hope you guys are okay with me just splitting it up a bit. Realm is still going to be coming, don't worry. We're making Realm videos all the time. I just wanted to kind of balance it out a little bit better. Thank you, by the way, for all the great feedback and comments and just all, the good amount of love you guys been sending me in my Tinker opening videos. It's just still probably my most successful series up to this date. It's the most resource intensive one too. Not that I have any problem resetting. I would be resetting for gold anyway. I'm just really glad that you guys enjoy these types of videos. It means a lot. And maybe what we could do is when I put Realm in not as much of a forefront as uploading, I'll be able to stock up more for each episode. So we can go up to 40 epic chests, although I might just keep it to every time I get 20 chests, I'll make an opening video, since 20 is where I like to kind of draw the line, since if I have 20, I will usually have about 40 mighty chests or up to 60 depending on how many times I do a refresh. it's partially because of the fact that I need to have space to store all my stuff. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out what to talk about. Actually, there is something I want to touch on. I don't know how many of you guys play other games or if you've just been aware, but especially on social media, there's been a lot of stuff going on, and more importantly around Twitter, about a lot of people being outed and a lot of people coming out and speaking up about things, a lot of injustices and stuff. And it's been painting definitely a very negative image, or not a negative image, but it's been making the atmosphere around social media extremely tense. And I just want to make sure everyone's doing okay, because even if you are not directly involved in it, just being associated or surrounding yourself around that kind of negativity it's really damaging for your mental health. I'm doing fine. I'm a little disappointed by how everything turned out, because some of the people that were outed were people I looked up to. I really enjoyed their content, but it's also important to just focus more on yourself and to make sure that you're staying in good mental health. Awesome, G Cookie. Speaking of health, this seal, it's all about keeping it healthy. Just make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves, since we're in the age of social media. Ow! Oh, this is a good topic actually. So, this has been on my mind for a while. I actually think, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I personally think that in spite of all the good that has come out of our globalization, with, just easier access to resources and the ability to just communicate with people all across the globe, expanding your reach and your circles, part of me believes that the world was actually better if we didn't, or when we didn't have all this connectivity, when the only thing you really knew was just the people around your town. Because while it's awesome to connect with everyone, I feel like we as humans were not meant to be able to do that. Again, I'm not saying that what happened is a bad thing with globalization, but I just feel like we're exposed to a lot more stress and a lot more anxiety, a lot more uncertainty, and we deal with a lot more factors in our lives that we have no control over because of this. And some people make good out of it, especially those who can definitely champion that power to do a lot more with it in terms of their productivity and also just be able to connect with a bunch of more people. It's also made things very difficult for us to remember like what exactly matters, because if you remember, previous generations, the only people your grandparents knew, or even your parents or your great-grandparents, the only people they really knew and also cared about were just their friends and family that were with them, in whatever town they lived in. And while some people might argue that it was a bad thing because it left us very ignorant of the world around us, and that is true, at the same time, I don't think we were meant to really know about the entire world, since there's already so much that we have to deal with on our day-to-day lives just in our immediate area, and to have to deal with everything else alongside that, it just paints a lot more stress that we don't really need. It's important to, of course, be aware of things that are going around, and I'm definitely very happy with all the social changes that have been happening, but like I said, it's not something I feel like we were meant to do, because more has happened in 20 years than has happened in probably 100. Just like so many new changes to progression in terms of like human technologies and social systems and cultures, that I feel like it's becoming overwhelming for a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people who are noticeably stressed out about all the things happening, and I personally believe that we are not meant, like the brain is not meant to process all of those things at once. And there's a growing number of people who are starting to detach from all that, disconnect, and stay more focused on just their immediate surroundings, their everyday life. Ooh, behemoth armor. And I just want everyone to make sure that, like, while it is good to be aware and to know as much as you can about the world and about yourself, it's also important to know that it's okay to take a step back and just enjoy what's in front of you and not what's around you. Because, let's be real, there's a lot of things that will never really matter to us, like whatever's happening in, I don't know, across the pond, at least like for people in the US, whatever's happening across the Atlantic Ocean probably won't affect us all too much, and vice versa. I don't know, it's a different way of thinking because I've been trying my best to stay away from social media and to stay, ironically, to be ignorant as a choice just to preserve my mental health as much as I can. And while I still do like to educate myself on what's going on, I also have made it a point to not form an opinion on things myself because I feel like it's not really something that I need to do to be happy. Some might call it selfish. Maybe it is. I just think that that's kind of how things were meant to be before. And while of course people in our generation now would accuse those back then of being primitive, so to speak, there was a certain beauty to life when things were simpler, when the only thing you really cared about was waking up, doing your day's work, enjoying a nice meal, and some leisure time with those close to you. Nowadays, it seems like if you don't wake up and find a cure for cancer or do something crazy to change the world every single day, that you're wasting time, that you're not doing anything productive. And it links back to the sort of things I was talking about in my previous episodes about how I feel like I don't do enough with my life than I could be doing compared to those around me. I link it to a few things. Like if you guys remember the whole mythology of how Buddhism was formed, or Buddha, what he did was he just abandoned all of his stuff, and I think he lived in isolation for a long time and he came back. Like, that kind of isolation I think is important. We humans are naturally social creatures. We are meant to engage with one another. But I think at the same time, we're also meant to keep a very small circle. I don't think people are meant to engage with millions and millions of people in their lifetime. I actually think that that's detrimental for you to do that. It's more important for you to focus on kind of what they say, the 1 or 2 or 3 good friends that you have and then the rest of your family. That's all that you really need. Any more than that could actually cause harm because it ruins the quality or it dilutes the quality of your relationships. And it makes you worry about more things and consider more that can't be, no, that's not double white. Okay, I was about to say. Please, just anything but a Kahlo. Anything but a Kahlo. I beg of you. Anything but a Kahlo. We'll take care of all these pots first. Try to get this bag over here. It's a double covert, what the heck? Okay, anything but a Kahlo. Okay, you know what, potato? That's fine. I would like an M-Seal. I would still really want an M-Seal, but at least it's not a Kahlo this time. Oh my goodness. Just gotta get that Bane Serpent. Come on. There you go. Alright, so we didn't get too much this time around, but at least we got a white bag from a Void Chest. We also got Alchemist here and Pharaoh's Requiem, so we didn't get too much in terms of like rare drops, but we did pick up quite a few in terms of Wine Cellar tops, which is nice. I can stock up for the next giveaway. But yeah, just making sure that you guys are more aware of the quality of relationships than the quantity, and it's also, I don't think it's a bad thing to disconnect yourself from what's happening around the world, because as I mentioned, I really don't believe that we were meant to do that. I don't think we're meant to be exposed to that much pressure around us and to have to be, I guess, to have to participate in those kinds of things. It's good to do so, of course, but it's not something that you have to. And I think that there's this growing stigma of people or in like groups of where it's like, if you're not with us, then you're against us. So if you don't form an opinion, then you're officially defaulting to one or the other. I don't think that's true. I think there is such thing as a third choice. I think there is such a thing as being neutral or not caring about something. And while some people might take that badly, that you're ignoring these social issues, I don't think everyone is meant to care about this stuff. Like, not everyone has to get involved. People should be involved, but it's not a mantle that everyone needs to bear. It's not a torch that everyone has to carry. And I think by doing that, we can actually make things easier, because if you guys watched Captain America Civil War, there's this one comment that T'Challa made when they're in the Sokovia Accords in Vienna, and he said, 2 people in a room can get more done than 100. And I think what he was talking about was that he was touching on the whole too many cooks in the kitchen spoil the broth, where everyone is trying to be a leader, right? Everyone is trying to do something. Everyone's trying to find this change, and it's creating more and more arguments. And I think there's actually beauty in finding those, or it's actually a noble thing for people to willingly take a step back and let things unfold to the way they happen, in the way they should. I actually think that there's such a thing as being too involved with everything, and that's kind of what's happening with the world, and that's simultaneously stressing everyone out. And so, just make sure that you disconnect yourself whenever you can. You don't have to permanently isolate yourself from what's happening in the world, but all the same, it's important to take a break, step back, enjoy the very small circle around you, and then you can step back into whatever's happening. At least that's what I've been doing, and it's helping me stay relatively happy, helping me stay hopeful for the future. There's still a lot of things that, of course, I think about before I go to bed, and I probably will for the rest of my life. But what they say is true. There's nothing you can do about what happened, and there's nothing you can do about the future. Oh, someone followed. I wonder who it is. I couldn't see it though. Well, anyways, yeah, you can only do so much each and every day, and I try to tell myself that as a way to remind myself that I've done enough for one day, and I can rest, I can enjoy myself. I've been getting into this sort of issue where I overwork myself by saying like, no, I didn't do enough for today, I need to do more. I need to make more videos, I need to do more content, I need to stream longer and stuff. And I've been using it to sort of beat myself up over it, but after telling myself that like, you've done what you were supposed to do for the day, you did your day's work, now you can rest and play. And it's been helping me. It's sort of like a discipline I've been forming for myself. In fact, I've been thinking about that for a while. I actually think that happiness is more of a discipline. Just like how people always say that a relationship or like a marriage, it's not a one-time thing, it's a commitment you renew every single day. And I think happiness is sort of the same thing, where you can be happy one day and then unhappy the next. And so therefore it's your job sort of to renew that happiness you find every single day. It's something that, while it's unfortunate that you have to continue to confirm to yourself and to reassure yourself that you are happy, or to tell yourself that I am happy to be living in the day right now, it's also a good thing because it serves as a constant reminder that, you can't take that happiness for granted and it could go away the very next day, especially with how everyone's lives are being changed on the daily over the past couple of weeks. What with all these people coming out about allegations and all these things that people have done in their past, it's important to know that it places a greater emphasis on you having to take each day one at a time, and to not try to take things in terms of what happens in a week or what happens in a month, and just go through it one day at a time. Again, it's important to be aware of that stuff and to not disregard the future. That's what hedonism is. It's important to be aware of what can happen in the future, but all you can do right now is live today. And I think that's been something that's been helping me with my mental health, and I hope it helps you guys out with your mental health too. Anyways, that's it for this episode. It's a pretty short one. Well, not really. It's still about almost 20 minutes long. I hope you guys enjoyed my little podcast talk. And yeah, I think the loot was not bad. We got a good amount of potions. I mean, the potions are kind of a given, but in terms of our drops, not bad at all. Let's see, we got roughly about 3 chests worth of tops, and some decent white bags, another potato, always great. Yeah, that's gonna be it though. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon in the next episode. Take care of yourselves.